BMW 535i XDrive rear brake change. You'll want new pads. First thing you want to do, obviously, remove the lug nuts, the tire, after you jack up the car, of course, and make it safe with some jack stands or something. So remove the lug nuts, the tire. Then first thing you do is remove the 18mm hex bolt, two of them, one here, one here. Second thing you do is remove the 7mm hex nut. That's basically the slide or glide or whatever you want to call it that goes in the the brake caliper. There's two of them, one there, one there. When you remove it, obviously after you remove everything, you'll want to clean it. A brush is a good idea. Not the best brush in the world, but you know what? You fuck with the dick you have. You clean best you can. All the dust off. Brake parts cleaner sometimes comes in handy. Of course, a bunch of napkins and stuff. And before you put everything back together, you want to put grease. Putting grease on the brakes. Not really. It's not really funny. It's actually important thing to do. I hear that you want to put a little bit of grease here, not in the pad, in the back of the pad, right here. Allegedly that dampens any vibrations. I intend to put a little bit here in the back of the pad as well. Above and beyond that, you want to put the brake lubricant in all the metal to metal moving parts. For example, the brake pad rides here, at the bottom, at the top, on the front, and in the back side, of course, the bottom and the top. Another place that is sometimes overlooked is you want to put lubricant right in this little caliper screw thingy here, because this little baby goes in there and it moves in and out, and the easier it moves, the more efficient the brake. As far as the rotor is concerned, you certainly can put back a solid one. A lot of these suckers are, as you can see, vented. And the real catch with these suckers is that apparently the brake pads themselves have some sort of gas they release or something, which is allegedly why you want the holes. Now technically it's better to have just the slots, but for the life of me I could not find a rotor that had just slots but no holes, because apparently the little holes developed some minute cracks in them, but they weren't very expensive to begin with. As far as the little vents, as you can see, this particular kind are perpendicular to the center of the wheel. If the little slots are directional, in other words, if they were like this, in this case this is the passenger side, if the slots were in this direction, then that particular rotor would go only on this side. For it to be on the other side, it would be going in the other way, so they would actually have direction. In this case, they can go on either side because they happen to be perpendicular to the center. They're not slanted like you can see on the slots. And so the other part you want to do is obviously remove and replace the sensor itself with a nice set of pliers or needle nose. You might actually have to pry the little sucker off with a screwdriver or something. The other part you remove is, of course, the little spring clip. Goes right here on the caliper. Just be careful. And the little covers that cover the little 7mm screw. So, summary, tools you want, obviously ratchet, whatever tool you want to use to remove the little lug nuts, 18mm socket, 7mm Allen, 6mm Allen. WD-40 comes in handy when you want to remove the old one, because you apply WD-40 in the orifices and in the little doohickey right there. Okay, then grease, 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 grease. Zero grease here. Zero, none. You clean it off with brake cleaner if necessary. You want to put grease here as well on this one. Good luck.